It's great to be here. See Secretary of State Pompeo has a great event put together again by Dr. Joe Frager and Rabbi David Katz and our President Stephen Soloway and my friend from Young Israel Days, Zev Berman here, and so many important people here. I very much appreciate it. You know, the story Ambassador Friedman told about Secretary of State Pompeo is that he would bring every ambassador and with the globe, and he would go and say, what country do you represent? And after they would point of a country, it was, no, you represent the United States. And the fact is, Secretary of State Pompeo showed that the United States priorities are what's best for the United States, and that's why you saw such amazing policies towards Israel. For the first time, you really saw a Secretary of State and administration do policies that were really in the best interest of the United States. And last time I was here, I enumerated so many things he did for Israel, like with the passports, changing them to say Americans born in Jerusalem saying they're born in Israel, fighting anti-Semitism, appointing Elon Carr, leading the fight against on that important issue that's only getting worse, unfortunately, since he's not in office anymore. And there are many different things, but one of the things you do as Secretary of State is you want to improve your relationships with your allies, and you also want to weaken your enemies. And one of the things that was mentioned earlier is that he was part of the administration that made the decision to assassinate Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. And I heard on a podcast with Ambassador Ron Dermer, Israeli ambassador to the United States, that after he was assassinated in January 2020, Iran stopped further developing their nuclear program for the next 10 months until they saw Biden got elected president, and then they changed and started rapidly advancing it to the way that Israeli Defense Minister Gantz says they've tripled their production of their nuclear weapons program in the last year because we don't have Mike Pompeo there, and all of a sudden things have gotten much worse. And what you've seen is that also with the Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, when he was in Germany recently, he couldn't condemn the Olympic Munich massacre because he financed it. Abu Daoud wrote a book about it, how he kissed him and wished him luck right beforehand. And and he honored him. When Daoud died, he called him a hero and talked to him as a hero. And they named squares in the Palestinian Authority after terrorists. And they actually give incentive money, hundreds of millions of dollars, to Palestinian Arabs who murder Americans like Taylor Force and murder the Jews as well. And what happened with Mike Pompeo was Secretary of State, America stopped sending aid to the Palestinian Authority. And so what you see is that you see somebody who had the courage from his amazing, unbelievable biography and background to go and change policy, a dramatic change for the future. And Dr. Frager mentioned that I'm involved with a book with my friend lawyer Glennie Grunstein on the right of the Jewish claim to Jerusalem. That it wasn't just that American decision recognized Israel's right to Jerusalem, but it was historically and legally the right thing to do. And we're going to go from the biblical times all the way to today, that it actually was U.S. law from a treaty with Britain after the Balfour Declaration that the United States said that they would support the recognition of a Jewish state in the state of Israel, all the way through that Secretary Pompeo, who actually made sure there was a decision by the State Department that says that that settlements in Judea and Samaria are legal and are not illegal anymore, which was a previous decision. He corrected that historical injustice in another tremendous decision by him. So my great honor to be here. We thank everybody for coming, and thank you, Secretary Pompeo.